everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jody and I am going to share with you some new affordable beauty products that have just launched on the market. We've got Win Beauty by Serena Williams. We've got new e.l.f. setting spray that is a companion to one of their very popular primers. We've also got some new illuminating serum tint by Revlon. So I'm glad that you've stopped by for this get ready with me video using affordable new beauty products. I'm going to do just my standard everyday out and about running errands look. So grab some of your favorite beauty products and let's just get ready together. So clearly I need some makeup on, so we are going to get started. I'm gonna start with the Revlon Illuminance Serum Tint. This sells for $18. I've seen it as low as $16 and as high as $19. So it depends on where you find it. Target has it, Walmart has it, Ulta has it, and several drugstores have it. CVS, Walgreens, I've seen them there as well. It's a serum tint, and like I said, it comes in 16 shades. I'm gonna probably have to mix a couple shades. I'm gonna start with the 405 and going with the 117 because I think that 405 it just looks a little dark. 405. If you live in the Seattle area or Southern California, when you hear the words 405, you immediately think horrific traffic. Am I right? I've lived in both places, and yeah, the 405 traffic it's like every major highway with tons and tons of cars that never really move. That's what it feels like. All right. So the coverage of this is a natural finish. It's a medium buildable coverage, and it has vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E. So it's supposed to leave you with a nice dewy finish, but good coverage, but not a full coverage, which is perfect for summertime. And actually, I think mixing these two are gonna be the perfect color for me. They have 16 shades. I didn't take the time to find a better match shade. So me mixing the two of them has nothing to do with the brand or the color or the shade range not having good shades. It's more about me not taking time to find the right shade, but I think we found it. You can see how nice this blends into the skin. It does leave a dewy finish. It's covering really nicely without looking like it's covering too thick. You can see it covering those imperfections and freckles on my face. Even though it says it's buildable, I don't know that I would need to build it. That is such a pretty radiant finish. Illuminating, I believe, is the word that they used. There are a lot of good tinted serums on the market for those of us with more mature skin. You know, I'm a big fan of that L'Oreal True Match Nude. I think that's a really nice serum. It is a little more serum-y than this feels. This feels more like or I should say it wears or applies more like a tinted moisturizer than a tinted serum, where that L'Oreal True Match Nude really does apply more like a serum. So if you have normal to oily skin, that True Match Nude might have too much hyaluronic acid in it for you. You might end up with just looking a little bit more greasy or oily within a few hours of application. Where this one by Revlon, I don't think that would be the case. You can tell there's a hyaluronic acid component to it, but it doesn't apply nearly as serum-y as the True Match Nude does. And I'm a big fan of that one. But I really do love the way this looks. I mean, that is just a really pretty natural glow. And again, I don't feel the need to add any more coverage. And I was gonna use a little highlighter today, but I really don't think I'll need to do that either. Now, because how well that covers, I'm just gonna go back to the 117, which was quite a bit lighter. And I'm gonna apply it as a concealer because they said it was buildable, so let's see. I mean, how often can you find a $16 concealer that works this well? I have a darker shade, I have the 601, and I might just put that on as a little contour just to see how well that works also. Blend that in. I probably got a little more than I needed, but good old beauty blender that was created by Rayanne Silva. If you saw me on New Day Northwest yesterday, we did a really fun game show where I asked some beauty questions, and one of them was about this beauty blender. So if you haven't seen that, I will link it down below. It was really fun to do. And yeah, when I was in high school, I wanted to be the first female game show host. So yesterday I got to like live my dream, and it was awesome. So thank you everybody at NBC King 5 for allowing me that moment to play a game show host. So Revlon's Illuminous Tinted Serum, not sponsored. No one sent me these products. I should always say that. That works as a really nice concealer. It is definitely buildable, as they say. For a concealer, it's probably a little shinier or glowy than I would like, but I would set that with a little bit of powder anyway, so that's all good. Now I'm gonna go in with the 601 Same product, just a little bit darker, and I'm gonna use it as a contour. And it blends out well enough that I think we could get away with that. You guys know me, I like a dark contour, clearly. Gosh, that blends out nice. If you could find a contour, a serum, and a concealer all for, you know, under 50 bucks, sometimes just one of those products is $50. So if you like that luminous look to your makeup, and it's a really good look for summer, then you might want to try this one by Revlon. Next is this really pretty color palette by ColourPop with 12 cool shades and a mixture of matte and shimmer shades. I know many of you are like me, and when you find a cool eyeshadow palette at a price point of $12, it's really tough to beat. I picked this one up at Ulta. I think I'm gonna go right into this color just to get a little transition. I love seeing more and more cool eyeshadow palettes on the market, especially at summertime. For some reason, I just love a cool eyeshadow palette. Today, I'm just doing a quick little summer 5-minute, this is my everyday look. And for those of you that have watched me before, you probably know what this final look will be. But I have been experimenting with new looks, and many of them include less eyeshadow. I just feel like the older I get, the more my eyeshadow look, the finished look, doesn't look the way I want it to, and it partly is because I'm fighting gravity. I'm fighting droopy eyelids, I'm fighting eyes on the corners that are a little bit more saggy. So when I start my makeup application, I have these grand visions of how beautiful it's gonna turn out, and then inevitably it doesn't quite turn out that way. But I should be able to create a decent look with this eyeshadow palette because ColourPop does have good eyeshadows. They have good color payout. The colors, I mean, look at that. The colors last all day. They don't wear patchy. They don't go on patchy. They're very blendable, especially when you consider that price point. And not that for any price point you should never have blotchy eyeshadows, but I do like how well these blend out, even considering the price point. That's probably a better way to say that. Just want to add a little bit of highlight just at that brow bone, but I don't want a shadow look there. I just want to wipe that shadow back off so it just leaves a dusting behind. I'm going to go in with this darker shade right here. So what have you guys been watching on TV lately? As summer approaches, I've just been busy, and then in the evenings I tend to watch YouTube videos. So I haven't really been on TV lately, but I'd love to know what you guys are watching. If you're watching something that you like, let me know in the comments. My husband and I love true crime, and we really love documentaries. So if you've got any suggestions on either true crime or true crime documentaries, I would love to know about it because we have some weird weather coming up. And it's summertime, I'm ready for the summer, but Mother Nature's not quite ready here in the Pacific Northwest. So I may have a couple rainy days and need something to watch. So I would love your recommendations. A nice simple eyeshadow look. I love this color for the corner of the eyes, and then that would be a good everyday look. But because of my teal shirt today, I think I might put a little bit of this one right in the center of my lid. I like just a little bit of shimmer to open up that eye area, but not too much glitter as I've gotten older. That's another nice thing about these ColourPop eyeshadows. There's no fallout, and that shimmer is a really finely milled looking, it's more of a shine than a shimmer or a glitter look, almost a wet look. That's probably a better way to say it. Just a little bit of that right on the center of the eyelids. And now we'll just add some color to the bottom of the lashes. And I just want to give my eyes some shape, so I'm going to go in with a straight edge brush. Take that color right on the top of that brush. Get off any excess, and then I just want to really press this into my lash line because I'm not trying to have a lower lash eyeshadow look or look as though I've got eyeliner on. I really just want to give some thickness to those lashes that I had 20 years ago. I'm going to add some brown eyeliner. This is the Haus Labs eyeliner. This is not new. Okay, and then just to give my eyes a little bit more of a larger look, I'm going to go back into this palette and I'm going to grab that same color that I did my under eyes with on a large fluffy brush. And I'm just going to go to that outer corner and sweep it up and away, just to give it a little bit more of a lift, and then blend that in. You can see the difference between this eye and that eye, how it just gives that outer corner just the slightest lift so that the corners don't look like they're pulling down as low. That has just been a point of contention for me as I have gotten older, and it's just one more area of gravity. I mean, people spend a lot of time inventing AI if we could invent something that just, maybe if we hung upside down every day for like 2 hours, would that pull things back in the other direction? And by pull things back and lift them up, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll just take what's left on this blender. I use Real Techniques. I think earlier I mentioned beauty blenders. I do love the concept of a beauty blender, but I like the Real Technique ones better because I like that straight edge, because you can just go right in and go along that eyeshadow and give yourself a real clean line, which really helps in your overall makeup look. We'll add some mascara. Now let's add some blush. NYX has come out with these new Butter Melt blushes. They started with the bronzer first, and now they've added these. And it is a powder, but the reason they call it Butter Melt is because it melts on your skin and blends as though it's melted butter. It wears much more like a cream, so it makes it the perfect blush for those of us with more mature skin. These sell for $10 and there's 12 different shades. I have 4 shades here. This one is Gettin' Butta. This one is For the Butta. Why does that seem so funny for me to say? This one's gorgeous. This is called Before the Butta. The 4th one that I have is Back in Butta. So we're gonna try the formula, but look how much product you get, again, for $10. It's compact, it's about the size of a credit card, a little thicker. You don't get a mirror in it, but that's okay. Many of our products already have a mirror, so we don't need it. And I will go without a mirror to have a $10 price point for that much product. Today I'm gonna go with the Bedding Butta. It's such a funny thing to say. So you can see how creamy these are. It feels like melted butter with silk on top of it. That's the best way I can say. Look at that color payout. These are so pigmented that you really wanna go light-handed on them. And I am gonna just barely add. I'm going for a doll look today. Jody, what is that? Let's just puff that out. Look how nice that blends out, and it looks more like a cream than a powder on top of my skin. I am impressed with how pigmented these are for the price point. Now I'm losing so much volume in my cheeks as I get older that I really want to keep that blush a little bit more forward on my face. If you feel like you have too much volume in your cheek area and you want to make your face appear more thin, then you would apply your blush a little farther back than I did. I'm losing volume there, so I really want to add some thickness to my cheeks. Look how pretty that is. Again, not sponsored. I bought all these and I will find a way to wear them all because they're gorgeous. All right, now let's talk about new beauty in the lip category. And not just lips, this new makeup line launched about a month and a half ago by Serena Williams. It's called Win Beauty, and you will quickly identify any of the products from that brand because of this beautiful chartreuse color, which was said to resemble the look of a tennis ball, which makes complete sense. So not only did Win Beauty come out with this lipstick that we're gonna try, there's also lip liners, there's brow pencil, there's foundation. So you can check out the whole line on Ulta. It was really impressive to see how many products she launched upon the first launch of the brand. Typically, when a brand launches, they'll only come out with a few products, and then as the brand grows, they'll throw in more products. Win Beauty by Serena Williams came out with more products than I had expected for a new brand. This is her new Say Everything Max Intensity Featherweight Lipstick. These sell for $20. There's quite a bit of product in there. They are cruelty-free, they're vegan, and they come in 10 shades. And I have this one in the color Teach. That is good color payout. I think because that lipstick's a little darker than I normally wear, I feel like I need to go in and just add a little bit of liner to my under eye area. That was not my original plan, but how often does our original plan with makeup work out? The color is beautiful. It's just a little darker than I would have wore with this look. So we're just gonna darken up the eyes so that the first thing you see are not these brighter lips, although the color is really pretty. I just didn't want a lip first kind of look today. Now, as we've sat here for 20 minutes or so getting ready, I do feel as though that Revlon Illuminating Serum Tint is pretty shiny on my areas where I am oily. So I have combination skin, in the T-zone is a little more oily than the rest of my skin. And I do feel like that illuminating tint is shinier where I have oil. So for those of you that have more oily skin, but you want a tinted serum to stay hydrated, but you don't want that oil coming through, you could either dust this with a little bit of powder, or you could use a mattifying primer before you use this. because the finish is gorgeous. I love the way it's not settling into fine lines and wrinkles. It doesn't look cakey, even where I built it up around the eyes. And it just has a really pretty healthy glow. So I love the finish of it from a coverage and a look, but I feel like it's a little bit too shiny. So I would just go back with a little bit of powder and powder through my T-zone area, and I would probably really love the way this is gonna look all together. Now we've got to set this beautiful look with a product brand new to the market, the Power Grip Setting Spray by e.l.f. If you are a fan of e.l.f., then you probably know that their Power Grip Primer sells off the shelves all the time. It's really hard to get a hold of that primer. This just came out, hot off the market. This is the setting spray companion to that Power Grip. It's a dewy finish. According to the website, this has a water phase and an oil phase to it. So you want to shake it up before you apply and then just mist your face and it locks in your look. But don't talk while you're doing it because it doesn't taste that good. Well, there's our final finished look using some new affordable makeup products. Most of these you can find at your local drugstore. I'll leave them all linked down below in case you want to see what other shades are available to see if there's something in there that you'd like to add to your makeup kit. That does it for me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay beautiful, stay safe, and I will see you in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.